little ones, welcome back to the dockyard. Today we're going to be watching an Rcjet car again. I made this video a long time ago, but we haven't completely finished the series, and also I haven't done a lot of reactions, so I decided, it's about time I hop back on the reaction channels, and just to see how things has been. So, even though my back is killing me, let us just enjoy. Oh, what is killing me is because I wear so much weight. I only did 1 kilogram heavier. Oh, sorry, but I'm still trying to work out my muscles, and my body isn't used to exercising this much. I'm always used to exercising just a little bit, but not this much. Now my body, I'm not gonna do that again. The problem is, I have like zero muscle energy in my body, because I've been mostly bedridden most of my entire life. Even I can still move my legs, or I just have difficult time walking. But even standing, I can barely even stand properly. Sitting down and laying down is the only thing I know. But yeah, let's just get back into this series. I'm going to be reacting and doing probably more reactions. I would like to do live streaming, but internet isn't the best, so yeah, I'm going to start doing this. Anyway, let us begin. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. See, oh, it's over here.
I've built an RC car powered by a real working jet engine, and this video is all about seeing how fast that car will go on a track. Last month I showed you how I started building the car, but now I've made it super aerodynamic and have taken it to a racing circuit to test at high speed. So how fast did I want to take the jet car at the track? Well, I'd never run any RC car at this sort of speed before, but I wanted to try and break the 100-mile-an-hour barrier to really show you what this car is capable of. I had a problem though, which was that the racetrack could only give me 5 days notice, so I'd have to work really hard to get the car prepared if I had any chance of hitting that target. This video was sponsored by Squarespace. The most notable upgrade on the car was the aerodynamic body. This is just a vacuum formed shell made for the Armour Limitless chassis that I based my jet car on. I chose this particular shell as I've seen a couple of other people using it on their speed car projects, notably the holder of the current RC land speed record, James McCoy. It has a wedge-like profile that can shovel loads of air upwards over the nose, which means that it creates loads of downforce. Turns out downforce is actually super important for these kind of cars at high speeds. A lot of speed cars crash because air gets underneath them, which results in a high-speed somersault of doom. With this car being the most expensive project to date on this channel, with my precious jet engine strapped to the top of the car, you'd imagine I'd be less than pleased with a result like that. I decided to cut away the wheel arches on this shell for easy access to change tyres and steer easily. I could always get myself a second shell in the future, which would be more aerodynamic. With those jobs done, it was really starting to look pretty awesome already. Next up, I needed to mount the engine through the body shell. Ensuring clean, uninterrupted airflow to the engine was essential for maximum performance, so it really needed to be above the body in clean air. The old engine mounts I was using before weren't quite long enough, so I modified the STL files and printed some more. You'd be right in thinking, but James, this is going to raise the centre of thrust and the centre of gravity. Yes, this is very true, but I wasn't too concerned about this, as the high thrust line would actually help to keep the nose down when accelerating, adding to the downforce effect and making sure air doesn't get under the car.
Have any tape to prevent heat?
I had to work on the parachute for the car, as my previous parachute tests yielded some pretty poor results. I ended up making 3 versions of my deployment system, and yeah, even the final iteration was far from perfect. Right then, how was I going to keep this car stable with that huge engine and relatively short wheelbase? With such a short car, I thought that going with some more extreme fins was going to be needed. Stability is all about the distance between the centre of pressure and centre of gravity. The smaller the distance between the centre of pressure, or drag, at the fins and the pivoting point of the vehicle at the centre of gravity,
the smaller the wings, the faster you can go. That's why most supersonic jets have small wings. And that's why I forgot what the aircraft is called. Bends its wings inwards, folded wings inwards, when it ever tries to hit like Mach speed. Because if it's extend wide, it's just a lot of lift and a lot of drag. But if you make the area smaller, you can actually achieve incredible speeds. That's why most, well, like I said, most modern day aircrafts have smaller wings. Bigger is not always better. And I forgot, I don't remember what the aircraft was called. Problem is, it's a jet-powered aircraft, so I'm not good with jet-powered aircrafts at all. Question is, Sue is actually knows aircraft is my sister. But then let's just get back to the
larger the fins need to be. Unfortunately for me, my centre of gravity can't really go much further forward with the engine where it is. So I needed to make some really big fins that extended backwards to get the centre of pressure really far back. With these twin fins, the jet blast could travel between them very easily. It was actually quite tricky to mount these fins, as previously I'd cut away some of the diffuser, which the original rear wing of this car attached to.
Oh, this is awful.
I may do though with a DIY solution by cutting some aluminium struts that would tie the whole thing together securely. Just in time, 2 complete sets of foam tyres arrived, which were very needed if I was to go for some serious speed runs, as the rubber tyres I was previously running apparently tend to blow up over 100 miles an hour due to the centrifugal forces. So yeah, worth forking out for the new ones, I'd say. I also made sure to get loads of fuel so that I could spend the day at the track running up and down and tweaking things without running out.
Right, now before we go to the track, I need to quickly test whether the whole thing will melt when we fire up the engine. Hopefully the tinfoil will do its job.
At this point, I should imagine something going wrong would be very bad indeed, so I hope for the best and hit the start button. Despite the heat of the engine, everything looked good and that was a relief. The body didn't melt and yeah, all of the systems worked.
Well, that's a win in my book.
That
Let's load everything into the bigger car and then we can go to the track.
Right, before we go to the track, it's time for a very quick ad from the sponsor of this video, Squarespace.
This video is about 4 years old, so I am just gonna skip across because enlisted is that's the video is quite newer than I would keep the ad in, because then they're still busy making revenue, but not now because, well, this video is 3 years old, 4 years old.
On to the racetrack.
I've driven on a racing circuit before. So this is Darley Moor circuit. It's nice conditions today. We fired out the track so that we can have the best possible sort of situation for testing the jet car. This is an old airfield and it's basically just 3 big straights which are all connected in a triangle. The longest one is 700 meters, so that's the one we're going to be using today. It's going to give us the longest length to do some speed runs.
So I got the car prepared, inspected the track and made sure everything was working before I could go
Very
for the
grippy.
first test run of the day.
So camera's not rolling yet, neither's the GPS. Brakes work. That's good because we're going to need them. So we've got the GPS on here, it's just finding the satellite at the moment. And we're going to slowly, incrementally build up the speed over the day and see how fast we get it to go. Okay, let's see if this works.
It's loud.
Okay, I'm just going to go up the road and then I'm going to turn around and come back a bit fairly slowly. This is only at idle speed, so I'm not increasing the throttle whatsoever.
All I was doing here was releasing the brake and letting the car accelerate under the thrust it produces when running at its minimum speed.
I'll throttle up a bit on the way back, only a little bit.
With me briefly using about 10% throttle, the car looked stable and was easy to keep in a straight line, which was encouraging.
Indeed. Although it's slow.
So that was 57 kilometers per hour, which, yeah, I was only going slightly above minimum throttle. The tyres are rubbing against the body here because the ride height's a bit too low. So I think I'm going to have to raise the suspension up by adjusting the coils, and I'll also do the back ones so that the nose is still pointing downwards.
Okay, time to go a little faster and test an important feature of the car.
This is the second run. I'm going to test whether the parachute works.
Just need a powerful spring.
I took it quite a lot faster that time, but unfortunately not everything went to plan.
Yeah, unfortunately the parachute didn't work that time, so we're gonna have to try that again.
The parachute was coming out of its housing, but not being caught in the airstream as expected. But I had an idea of what was causing this.
I think it's because it wasn't packed correctly, so now I've packed it with a bit more tension on the line. Speed we got to there was 85 kilometers an hour. So maybe in the next run we can try and hit 100.
Right, would the parachute come out this time?
Parachute didn't come out again. Well, that was a bit faster. Right, while I go and collect the car, here's what was wrong with the parachute. I've realised that it's in a vortex, the parachute, where it sits, where it pings out. So therefore, the air is actually coming back on itself and not going to the airstream, which means that it doesn't inflate or fall off the back of the car. So I think I'm going to have to do something to fix that another day. Yeah, this isn't really firing it out. This is getting stuck in the vortex with the air coming off here and from the under tray. It's just sort of sitting here.
All right, what speed did I get up to that time?
113 kilometers an hour.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Now I needed a new target.
Let's try and hit 160 kilometers an hour, which is 100 miles an hour. I think that would be a good achievement today. Low rate. 3.
Let's hope it don't blow up.
1.
Now a little sideways. There we go. Tip it course. Tip it course. Ooh. Tip it. Yes.
Wow. That was pretty fast.
So that looked fast, but had I reached my 100-mile-an-hour target?
Right. Might be a minute.
A mini
Look
go.
at that speed. 149. That's about 90
Did
miles an
you?
hour. Yeah, that was pretty good.
The good news was that I knew for next time all I needed to do to get past that 100-mile-an-hour barrier was to use just a bit more throttle early on in the run to accelerate faster before I reached the braking zone. On inspecting the car though, I found I still had some issues to contend with, such as making sure that my tyres didn't explode. The body was still coming into contact with them, probably due to the higher speeds that the car was now travelling at, squashing the body shell down onto the tyres. So I adjusted the ride height again and then attacked the wheel arches with a pair of scissors. Next I could change to a fresh set of tyres, refuel the car as I did between each run, and get ready for what would unfortunately turn out to be this car's fateful final run.
Rick, what did you do? You've panicked. Huh? It's fast. Don't panic. Don't. Hey, grass. Oh. Eesh. Survived. Yeah, shoot the blood.
I enjoyed that coming towards me.
The car was totally wrecked and it was game over. But how fast did the car go?
190. 190?
That's right, the car had left the track at 118 miles an hour, which is pretty
Yeah,
impressive as
nice.
the car crashed way before reaching the braking zone and I wasn't anywhere near full throttle. It could have gone a lot faster than this.
This is slightly damaged. Actually looks alright though.
So what happened? Why did the car crash? From the onboard you can see that the car started wobbling at the start of the run, and as the car rapidly accelerated past me, the car was in one of these oscillations and heading towards the grass. Unfortunately, it was hard for me to actually see that the car was at this angle, and by the time I saw it and tried to correct, it was too late. It was over before I knew it. But would this car ever run again?
Okay, how badly damaged is the car?
Somehow the chassis and engine survived with almost no damage. The engine might need a clean and a rebuild as well as a new thrust tube, but the chassis is almost completely fine aside from the splitter being ripped off after being rammed into the dirt at 118 miles an hour. I think I accidentally designed the car to survive a crash quite well. The 3D printed mounts for the engine broke easily, dissipating the energy of the crash, which allowed my precious turbine to bounce along the grass, mostly unscathed. The fuel tank too flew about 20 meters away without exploding, which was yeah, quite helpful.
We actually got some fuel back. This also helped the chassis to survive without even breaking any of the suspension parts or anything like that. Obviously that survived because it was very strong as well, so yeah. Kudos to Armour, who manufacture the chassis.
Unfortunately, I was going to attend an RC car event at a 2.5-kilometre runway next month, which would have been perfect for testing the car at full throttle, but that might need to be postponed now as I get the car fixed up. So, are
Yeah, I need to
turbines the
modify
future
it.
of RC speed cars? Well, I think they might be.
Just need some
Right,
couple of
I now have a decision
modifications.
to make. Do I, one, rebuild the car in its current form and go for a higher speed on a longer runway, or two, do I build a completely new car with some new interesting features that might be interesting for you to watch in another video?
Who's the source? Really quickly, what he did do a new design. I'm just going to not spoil it, but I'll find you the photo I've seen. They actually did do a full redesign or modification version, but yeah, I would usually say that usually would be a beta model. Just an experimental phase. And then I'll just improve stuff, and then when I like it, I switch it over to a better and a newer setup. That's what I would do.
Video. Or three, do I do something completely different to both of those? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you've enjoyed this video, go and check out
Yeah, there is no pop-up. Sorry, my dude, but where settings come from?
this one next.
Oh, you mean? Oh, no. There's nothing there, my sorry, my pal. There's nothing there. Fine. If you enjoyed that video, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what do you like and anything I need to react to. Also, yeah, I'm gonna continue on making more of these videos. Do a little bit of cat videos, meme videos, because I realized that videos like these are a lot more easier to make because, well, they've already been processed through YouTube, and really, just saying, I think I might do my reaction videos more because they're a lot more easier to do than, well, this stuff, than my gaming content, because gaming content is usually, I usually have to do it and stuff. I can watch comfortably, get feedback, and yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing more reaction. Don't forget to go check out my other channels. I'm still in the early phases. I'm still working things out. But hopefully everything will be better. And thanks for joining me at the backyard. And as well, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye, little ones.